pleasure to have you on. I'm glad you reached out to me because a lot of times Side Splitters does these Wesley Chapel or one night shows, and I don't ever get to know. But I would love to have you on.
Thank
I
you.
think it's great.
You know, I'm old. I've been in this business a long time, and I'm like I don't know if they set up press. I'm like, I just hear it. I've heard all these cool things about you.
Yeah.
I heard you're friends with the Undertaker, and I'm like, why am I not gonna hit this guy up? So,
yeah. How do you know the great Jerry Brisco?
Jerry Brisco is my best friend.
Why
is that funny to you?
You seem like you'd be best friends with him.
He's a 75-year-old man.
He's center
85-year-old man, maybe
76, maybe year-old hero. I did the roast of Bruce Pritchard a few years ago.
Oh yeah,
pro wrestling, big deal producer, man. And all the people on the dais, you know, they're like, I love wrestling. I love them all, but I say this with respect, but they're all crazy people. You know?
Insane, for sure.
And like but that's what you need for you writing a roast. You you tried to kill somebody. That's great. I have a joke about that, you know? And then like, you cheated on your wife with this person. I got a joke about that.
Good luck with that, buddy.
You got fired for bringing a gun to work. That's fired, whatever. But Gerald, I can't write jokes about him.
No,
he's a good person.
You know how I met him?
Tell me.
So Jack and Jerry Brisco, wrestling legends, also own a tow truck yard here in the Tampa Bay area. And one time I was dating my wife, and I picked her up from work one time. She had the better car than I did. I was driving a Firebird with T-tops. So we got in her Mitsubishi Malibu, whatever the hell she was driving. And we left her car there, my car at her job for a couple of days, and they towed it. And they towed it to the Brisco shop. Yeah. And the only reason that Jerry knew it was my car is because my hockey jersey was in the back in the trunk, and he could see it through the window. So he called me and he's like, "It's Jerry Brisco. I think I towed your car this morning." So I went down there and I got it back, and I've known those guys ever since. And I see now what's weird though is I grew up in New York. You were from San Diego?
Yeah.
Their wrestling was not big where I was. I grew up with Vince ran everything, and it was not, it's territorial. And the Briscoes didn't enter my life until I moved to Florida.
Right.
So I knew of them, and I liked wrestling. So I know that they're legends, but I, as a kid, didn't know them. It wasn't like Randy Savage had my car, you know what I mean? So, right. but they're, Jerry's great. He's always been super cool to me.
Yeah, and I know he's doing. I'm actually gonna go out there tomorrow at the Sickle High School. He does his Jerry Brisco wrestling tournament tomorrow. If people want to go out to that, don't come to my comedy show. I mean, I'm here to plug Jerry Brisco wrestling tournament.
He's been doing that for a long time.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's so funny. And by the way, he has all the stories. He says that he was just around before people knew about, when people were up to hijinks. You know?
Oh yeah.
So he made it big. He was like a fan when he did the roast. I said, Brisco, I had nothing. It's hard to write jokes about you because you haven't done anything wrong. He's like, you're calling me boring. And he starts listing out all the terrible things he's done in his life. I'm like, okay, you're before cameras. I understand.
Yeah. I had an engineer a guy named Ray, who one time he said he was in a band, and his band was in a bar, like let's say Texas or whatever. And he said, and there was a big bar fight, and two guys just cleaned house. And they literally, he said, like a movie, threw a guy in a dumpster and closed the lid, brushed up their jeans and walked back in, and it turned out it was Jack and Jerry.
Stop
and
it.
I brought it up to Jack and to Jerry rather than Jerry goes, I don't remember, but it probably happened. Sounds about right.
He's so strong.
Yeah.
Anyways.
That's so funny that if you said to me, pick one guy in the world, friend Jerry Brisco, you'd be the last on my list.
He's so goofy, and like during COVID time, like we were making goofy videos with him on social media that blew up of just him trolling people, and like he's honestly the funniest, coolest dude. And being friends with him and his lovely wife, we went to Disney World.
Did you? That's what you should videotape. Yeah, it sounds like it's like none of this is true, but I believe you.
If I'm a sociopath lying,
would he be even better? Yeah, Jerry calls me on the show. He's like, I never met that kid. I thought he was Make-A-Wish.
Hey, maybe.
So you're on America's Got Talent. Yeah. That takes a lot of balls as a comedian to think that you can go up against people with dogs and magicians and all that, because it's hard for a comedian to make it out there when people are expecting to be wowed by all these weird things.
And what do you have, like a minute and a half maybe to do stand up?
Well, yeah. Well, let me tell you something that you guys will understand. You don't go on that show because you're like, things are going great in my career. You know what I want to do? I want to see what Scary Spice and Heidi Klum have to say about my comedy. I want to have a German supermodel judge my Jewish stand-up comedy. That's what I want. That's what I want. And I want to stand on stage while a German lady says to me, I don't understand your jokes. And I'm just like cringing, trying not to say anything that would get me in trouble. But you know what? So like I was like 10 years into my career and I was not in a good situation. You know, I was kind of desperate, as you say, you know? And like, and I was like,
what gave you the balls to think at 10 years in and not super successful that you're going to go on a national television show?
The balls is I didn't want to be homeless. I didn't want to live with my mom. You know, I had that luxury.
You're like, I got to throw every net out there.
Yeah, and like, listen, I never had a day job as an adult. I was lucky. I got a lot of opportunities. I got on Craig Ferguson when I was 20. And
what did you do there? Do you like just to do stand up, or you worked on the show?
Okay, yeah. And like, so I was able to get by. I was able to squeak by with a full-time comedian. I was broke as hell.
Right. But you didn't have to have
But then 10 years in, I was like, I have to apply for a job. I was that broke and like poor me. But I was just like, how do I apply? Well, I was a semifinalist at Last Comic Standing. Can I get a job at Dunkin' Donuts? Who are you?
That's my biggest. Was my biggest worry is that I've been in this market since 1992.
Wow.
Okay, so I lose my job. Say 10 years ago, I lose my job, and which did happen, and I have to go get a real job. I'm not above that.
Yeah.
But now I have to deal with everybody going, are you the same guy that was probably about 3 weeks before I jump off a bridge?
Yeah.
So I get it. I mean,
Randy the Ram working at the meat slicer.
Yeah. I'm gonna cut my own hand. But I get it. But for you, you're like, I've been only doing this. Now I got to go back to a job.
And the difference between two of us, respectfully, is like I'm not a Tampa legend. People would be like, I would just think I'm a crazy person pretending I was on TV. They'd be like, okay, buddy.
Right. Yeah, sure you were. Yeah.
But also like risking having. I saw you have a lot of Howard Stern stuff out there. Like I'm such a fan of him and Howie Mandel, and to have them tell me you're not good at this would have destroyed me.
Yes.
But I was really desperate, and it ended up going amazing. Heidi Klum is so special to me. Like if anyone on my YouTube, I have my whole AGT journey. If anyone wants to watch, I was runner up, whatever. But like I have a career thanks to Heidi Klum not liking me and then goofing with me. And like almost 10 years later, people come to me, where's Heidi? Because we had a whole shtick. Like
and no one goes on those shows to really win. They want the exposure and they want the, I mean, that's that. So you get that. And you probably got further than you thought you were going to get.
Oh yeah. Like to be like, if you go on to win, you're a maniac. You're a sociopath for sure. Because like, how do you know I'm gonna win this thing? Like third place was a coal miner country singer. Like, right. You're talking about respect to country music, but country music wins every year on The Voice. That's what people want to.
So why?
But it's like there's no rhyme or reason for who wins. And like,
what is the one dude's name? The comedian that was on that was second.
Tom Cotter.
Yeah. He was second the year before me.
Okay, so I went to the finals in New Jersey the first year that Howard was judging.
Yeah.
And that was pretty cool. I'm sitting next to Baba Booey watching the whole thing. And that guy is a funny comedian who did clean comedy on national television for like all these weeks. Lost to a bunch of goddamn dogs. And then the best is like nobody knows who those dogs are. And, you expect it. Like I expect to go to Vegas and be like, have you seen the dog?
Right. Yeah.
And Tom Cotter got a whole bunch of steam out of that. He didn't even win. And plus I heard they pay you like in installments over years. So even if you win $1 million, you're getting it over 20 years. It doesn't even make a dent in your bank account.
This is the funniest thing is on I just found this screenshot of in the quarterfinals, like right when I get put through, like they make the results show dramatic, right? They're like, here's people going through it. There's 2 of you left, and it's up to the judges,
Yeah.
And it's me versus a 12-year-old girl, and I'm just like, I've never had more hateful thoughts in my head when they're like, tell us why should we pick you over her? And I'm just like trying to not say she doesn't need this. I need this.
She can still live with her mother. It's not a big deal.
And she's so sweet. I'm just like, whatever. But like,
what did she do? Did she sing?
She was she was a singer. She was adorable. She was wonderful. And by the way, side note is now her name's Chloe Chanel. She's a beautiful young singer, and she's an adult now.
Right.
And like, I follow all these girls when they're like 13 from the show. There's dance groups and stuff. And then my girlfriend's like, why do you follow all these hot 22-year-olds? I'm like, I know them from they were 10. I don't know.
That makes it better. I've been friends with them since they were 10 years old.
Yeah. But there's a screenshot of me as the credits, because I get put through.
Right.
There's a screenshot of me as the credits are rolling with me like Home Alone face, like like oh my god, I made it. but it's at the same time as this fine print is the $1 million is paid over 40 years. It's just something like, what? And I remember posting it online, and the producer's like, you need to take this screenshot down. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. You guys know you run it.
Yeah.
So what is the pay for the runner up or whatever you got?
I
don't know what you're allowed to disclose.
Gratitude, and I'm very grateful for the experience. Yeah. So it's funny because like The Voice, this is a very common thing. Like I get in my life is people reminding me of a very sad moment in my life, and they go, "Hey, you got something for runner up, right?" Then I have a positive attitude. You know what? I'm lucky I got to do it. It's okay. You didn't get anything. Nah, it's okay. Well, The Voice, they used to get like a car, and they get $100,000, and I was like, Then I start crying in front of strangers at the grocery store. But,
thanks for making me feel like a jack up.
But yeah, it's funny. Like Last Comic Standing, you got paid per episode because it was SAG-AFTRA, right? It was a union, whatever. But this is categorized as a game show, so they don't have to pay you for the whole season.
Oh my god!
And then, but listen,
what if you pulled a move? Like, what if you're making it every week and you go to them and go, "Hey guys, I got to take a shift next week. I can't make it." They got to be like, "This kid's killing it in the ratings. Give him some money. Give him some."
That was one of the things with Cops. I think they did it as a documentary, so they didn't have to get the people's permission or anything like that whenever they arrest them. Because you're like, who would say yes to being on Cops?
Yeah.
But it was a documentary, so they were filming the police. They were just out there in public, so it didn't matter. They didn't have to have their permission. Yeah, which is great.
I don't know. I don't expect you to. Well, maybe you might want to autograph something. Galvin and I were on a TV show together.
That's right.
And we were on a show called Sullivan and Son, which is Steve Burns' show.
Oh yeah.
We go out there. We're out there as extras for the whole day. And it was such a great experience because all they did was feed us. They constantly they brought 3 different types of bacon. And one of the bacons was so good, they like made it in syrup. It was so, when that show got canceled, my number one thought was they can't have that bacon anymore. That's the sad part of that is that those guys are like, Vince Vaughn was producing our show. Something else will come up. They're like, they're never gonna get that bacon again. That was my first thought. Well, look, it worked out for you. You're out and you're working, and I see you. The other thing I think is comedians who go on these game show type things. Do other comedians respect them, or do they, and I see you everywhere. I see you on podcasts and all the comedians.
I was really worried about that because like I'm a stand-up is my thing, whatever. But like I was 10 years into stand-up. I remember asking people like, am I gonna be seen as like someone who cheated, like jumped to the front of the line?
Yeah.
People like, you've done it for 10 years.
Yeah. But you're in. I mean.
Yeah, now I've done it for 20 years. Yeah. And so I just put out, like, cheap plug if I may, like I put out a comedy special on YouTube called Taylor Williamson Live at the Comedy Store. It's a different act that I'm doing this weekend in Wesley Chapel, and I'm so proud of it. And I self-released it, and I have to ask all these favors, and like I die asking you and asking Adam Carolla and Mark Maron and Jim Jeffries kind of go on your shows, and I've never met you before, but we're mutual friends, but and there's a lot of comedians I know, but like we see each other in the hallways and we grunt at each other,
Yeah.
And I die asking people for help because I'm like, whatever. But then I have to remind myself, I've done this for 20 years and I've done some stuff, and like
it's the only way it works in your business is to get, like, the good thing about comedians, I tell them all the time, for a bunch of insecure, jealous assholes they are always willing to help out fellow comedians. So anytime somebody can help out another comedian, and they hope that it comes back to them down the road, I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. I was glad you reached out to me because I didn't know you were here. I definitely would have put you on if they would have asked us.
Thank you so much. Can I tell you how I knew? Because I saw a bunch of my buddies did your show last week for the festival.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's fun. Oh, cool people. Yeah. And I asked Gerald about you. And another plug for Gerald Brisco.
So funny.
So my Side Splitters Wesley Chapel, the new club this weekend. You know what's funny is like everyone who I tell I'm going to Wesley Chapel who's out here, they're like, oof. And then I went to Wesley Chapel last night, and the lovely people, and like, but I said to them like, why does everyone hate you guys? Like, what is this? And then they're like, yeah, it's like the joke. Is that a joke? What is it?
So here's the thing.
Is it alligators?
It's far. It's far out from Tampa.
Yeah.
So like you hear Wesley Chapel, it's only 20 minutes, but it seems like it's so far. I bought my first house in Wesley Chapel.
Yeah.
In 2000. No, I don't know. Whatever. I bought it a long time ago. And when's Joey? But so 20 years ago, I buy this house in Wesley Chapel. It buy it dirt cheap, $140,000 for a giant house and all this stuff. Yeah, it was great, but it was so far from everything. And I was there before that movie theater, before the Wesley Chapel, before the crates, before all this stuff. There's nothing. It was a Chili's. Yeah, I mean,
Chili's
TJ
is
Maxx,
still there. Thank God, by the way.
Chili's is good. It was an Applebee's and a Publix was all that was there when I lived there. And I can't tell you how many times we ate at Applebee's because we had no other choice. It was ridiculous. And it, when it took me. Then everybody was moving there, so I had to go 6 miles to get to the highway, and it would take me a half hour because there was so much traffic. It was just bad. Now Wesley Chapel is blown up. The housing over there is great. It's got the big entertainment complex over there. It's got all the TJ Maxx and all the other Best Buy over there. I didn't have any of that stuff, so now it's actually a great place. And it's not a oof anymore. It's just the only thing is it's a little bit further away from people in Tampa. But who cares if you know how many people you're super serving over here? It's great.
Super
serving that whole Pasco County people that have no entertainment over there. This is the only. This is a big deal.
I never heard the term super
serving. Yeah.
Did you just make that up?
No,
it sounds like something like a buffet.
Try to make it sound better than it is. I super serve. Don't serve it.
This guy's super serving over
here. Super serve our listeners.
But yeah, someone. It's funny. Like I'll never understand how people are like. If they like, you're allowed to not want to see me. People go like, "Oh, let me know." If someone goes like, "Let me know when you're in Tampa," you're in West Tampa. I'm like, "What?" If someone's in town, I want to see them. I drive. But I live in LA though. That's a difference.
Yeah,
because everything's 45 minutes away if you're lucky.
You gotta go over a mountain to get everywhere. It's ridiculous.
So like, it's funny. People are like, "Yeah, if you come closer, I'll come see you." I'm like, "All right,
come closer."
Listen,
why do I have a I think I must have saw something online that associates you with Japan.
Oh, well, I lost to a Japanese dancer on America's Got Talent. If you're trying to trigger me, if that might be it.
Were you speaking Japanese?
I do speak. I was on. What did I do? I mean, in my stand special, I speak Japanese.
I watched a clip of you. And,
in my stand, I posted some stand-up clips recently of me doing bits about going to Japan.
That might have been. It was. I watched a clip of you and Bobby Lee, and then from then something else came on. And I was like, did he just speak Japanese?
It may have been a clip of him traumatizing me tremendously. Is that what happened?
Listen. I'm telling you, people ask me now, I've been doing this a long time, who's your favorite guest? And I, without hesitation, say Bobby Lee. He comes in the studio. I actually said to Galvin before he walked, this is when we did it from the station. I said, well, what are we going to talk to Bobby Lee about? Hasn't been on Man TV for years, never been on this show. And I'm not worried about it. I just go, what can we talk about? He walks in, and within 2 seconds, he's on the air. He's not even at the microphone yet. He's just standing in front of it, and his hair is all crazy. And he's like, I'm trying to get my hair to go curly, but it's too straight because I have Asian hair. And I go, oh, put a lighter under it. He goes, what do you mean? I go, you ever accidentally burn the hair on your arms? They all curl up right away. Within 5 minutes, he's got a lighter and he's trying to curl his pubes. I don't even know this guy. His pants are down, his wiener's out, and he's trying to curl his pubes with a lighter.
Yeah.
And then after our segment with him, which was great, we have 2 fat porn stars coming in, and Spanish, our producer, is going to wrestle the 2 fat porn stars. And Bobby Lee says, well, since there's 2 of them, can I wrestle with you and we'll do like a tag team? So now Bobby Lee's in his underwear wrestling the 2 fat porn stars. And I'm like, this is the greatest day in the history of radio. And it was awesome. And that was way before he blew up too. Yeah, I was like, this is the best day ever.
That was funny. And then I had a second laugh visualizing it. And I'm just like,
Joe will pull it up. We have
bless.
video. Yeah. It was a long time ago, so the video quality is not great, but yeah.
Well, see, I can't. Yeah, thank you for showing me his pubic region.
There you go.
I wasn't expecting to see that today. Yeah, he's a maniac, I would say.
Yeah.
And if he was here, respectful, I would say, Bobby, you're a maniac.
I think he knows.
There's no like talking behind the back, But he helped me get into the Comedy Store when I was 18, and every few years he says something nice to me, and so I'm grateful to him. And I asked him, like, so I'm promoting my special, and it's just very like, I don't know. I'm asking gratefully to people who are kind to me. Let's work together,
right.
And whatever. And his podcast is like top 20 podcasts with Andrew Santino's Bad Friends. So
one of the best.
And I asked him, can I be on the show? And he said, I texted him. He didn't write me back. Then I saw him in the store, and he's walked by me like I don't know if you can handle it, man. And I'm just like, what is this? And I know you're responding to my text in your weirdo way. And then we talked, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna ask you questions, and like can I curse on this thing? I don't know.
No, we're on the radio.
Okay, I won't say.
I thought you were asking me if Bobby was saying that to you.
Bobby's saying stuff at me, but he said something. I'm gonna ask you this question like this, then I got it back, whatever. So I did a show. He just like berated me, but I dealt with it, and but that's his like way of like getting. It's like this classic story about Hulk Hogan when he's when he said I want to wrestle, okay, and then like what's his name, the Japanese guy broke his legs just to show see whatever.
See how tough he was.
So Bobby Lee did that to me comedically. If anyone want to watch,
the only way you can compare yourself to Hulk Hogan.
I also save people's lives sometimes.
What do you mean?
You see a car accident and then you just
you
run to it.
Yeah.
We're not sure that wasn't set up.
somebody needs some good press. But we were saying that the other day, we're like, imagine that you're upside down in a car and you're like, we're gonna die, and then all of a sudden and you just see feathers from a feather boa, yellow boots. Don't worry, brother, I got you.
You would think for sure you were dead. There's no way Hulk Hogan's saving me right now.
Can I tell you the two things on that? In the finale of America's Got Talent, I came out to that theme song, and I had to fight. To fight real hard. They said you can't do it, and I was like, yes, I can. It's NBC Universal. You guys own this song. I'm gonna I had to go up to the executive producers like, let me come out to America. But also another Jerry Brisco thing. I'm here just to plug Jerry Brisco.
Yeah,
but I didn't get the joke back then. But now it's extra funny when him and Pat Patterson came back in the late 90s as the Stooges tag team, and they were wrestling, whatever. He came out to Real American. And
he did?
It was like a troll to Hulk Hogan because he was in WCW.
Yeah.
But it's also because Gerald's a Native American.
Oh,
that's the
real
joke.
American.
He's just
that's
like,
funny.
yeah.
That's funny. I love being here in the middle of all of this. It's like I moved here and moved into WrestleMania. Like I'd go to Publix and see Edge and Christian, and then Chris Jericho lives around the corner. It's crazy how that all panned out. It's so funny. Everybody puts over my relationship with Undertaker, who I've been talked to in some time. My relationship with him is because his last wife and my wife became good friends, and she ended up being in their wedding when they got married. So I mean, I knew him a little bit, but now I was around him a lot more.
Yeah,
and we got along, and super cool dude. But we aren't exactly writing each other letters. He moved to Texas, and I don't see him anymore. But when I do run into him, like at WrestleMania or whatever, he's super cool.
Well,
yeah, he's a good dude.
You don't want to hang out with that dead guy anyway.
Yeah, right. I don't know. What can I do for him?
I don't like that now he's like retired, so he's like, hey, I'm Mark.
Yeah, Mark. Yeah, I want to be Mark.
I want you to be the Undertaker.
Yeah.
I want you to be dead forever.
You want to hear a funny story? Is me and my wife and Sarah, his ex-wife, took his son Gunner to go see a show here in Tampa, and we were sitting in the front row. And it was at the time that he was doing the American Badass gimmick, where he wore the biker gear and he drove a motorcycle down. So he does his match. He comes out on the motorcycle. He parks. He gets in the ring, kicks the guy's ass. When he's done, he goes over to the motorcycle. He gets off the motorcycle, comes over to me, leans over the railing. I hand him Gunner, his son, who at the time was probably like 5. He puts Gunner on the motorcycle and he rides backstage with him. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then about 15 minutes later, I lean over to the security guard and I go, hey, are they going to bring my son back? And the security guard was like, oh, I don't know. I'm just kidding. That was cool. So, I love adults who still like wrestling.
Yeah, it's May
I ask how old you are?
I'm 37.
Well, you're young.
That makes me sad though. You just made me sad just now, like 7 seconds ago.
When I asked how old you are?
No, that you're an adult that likes wrestling.
Yeah.
No, you made me happy there. I thought we bonded. See, that's why I got extra sad, because I felt so much love.
Right.
And then you switched it when you go, may I ask your age? Which is like, that's what you say to like someone who's like oof. Like,
but can I tell you why? Because so many
no,
so many people, guys, for some reason, I'll be like, how old are you? And they're like, remember we talked to Meatloaf, and I was like, Meatloaf, how old are you? And he goes, I don't say. I go, I can find out in 2 seconds if I Google it. Just tell me how. Like, so now I just ask people politely.
Well, now we're back in because you compared me to Meatloaf.
The greatest.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm honored. Yeah, I'm 37.
37.
Yeah.
Hairline of a 60-year-old.
So are we doing that? Is that what's happening?
My question for you was, does it bother you? Because I have the hairline of a 60-year-old, but I'm 52.
But you're saying this because you saw this Bobby Lee clip. Is that why you're saying this?
But I've also,
that's why you're saying
I saw the Bobby Lee clip, but I also saw other pictures of you where I thought this is a guy who would benefit from a hair replacement. Spanish has had hair replacement.
Yeah.
Hold on. Spanish! I want you to see his head.
Yeah, I don't know if he left.
Yeah, I don't. Come over here. Show Taylor your hair. Well, see, now put your head down. You can see where he was bald, and then they replanted it. But when it grows in really solid.
Honestly, I went to look into it.
Yeah.
And my hair is not
strong enough in the back.
Yeah, I don't qualify.
Yeah,
I mean, they said that they could do something, but I was like, this is. I'm just waiting for like. Because I also, by the way, like I'm the kind of guy like I buy a PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
And then like 2 weeks later, like PlayStation 3 comes out.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm gonna get the surgery and then the pill's gonna come out.
Right.
Yeah. Or we can clone hair. You don't have to do this.
You want me to bring it back around to us being tight again?
No, you're ruining everything.
No. I'm gonna bring it back around. You don't really need it. You're adorable.
Wait, now this is wild.
See?
You're adorable.
You have a nice house. We're flirting. I'm kind of I'm open to things now. Like, as
I'm not, for the record.
I'm not.
I had Ian Finance in here last week. I don't want you to think that maybe me and Ian got crazy together. No. I'm just saying they're like me. I would never get it done because first of all, I'm used to looking at this head.
Yeah.
I'm already been married for 21 years. She's stuck. There's nothing she could do. And I think I had to come to a point where I would just shave it down and shave it off, and that's it. You get big Darth Vader without the helmet.
Well, you know what happened? Like, look,
here we go.
Right?
Yeah, so you got a lot though. You got a lot there.
I'm fine. So what happened was I did Bobby Lee's podcast, and his thing is to be mean.
Yeah,
but he wants you to come back at him. But they go like racial. They go all these things, and like I'm good at comedy. I can destroy somebody if I need to. You know what I mean? I can handle it in my own way. Like I have a quirky, whatever. I have a different style. I don't go mean, vicious, whatever. I do low key mean, vicious.
Yeah.
And so he's coming at me for my hair, and then my style is to go, oh, is that true? Oh, really? Oh. And then I wait till it's done, and then I wait till like the wave crashes, and then I stab him in the soul and I twist it, right? But in a way without a clip being taken out of context, I'm canceled, right? Like,
they don't worry about it for some reason.
And they're thriving, you know. So good for them, in respect, whatever. But so I did it my way. But then social media is a nightmare, and it's a beautiful thing, and mostly a nightmare. But so they post the clip of him just bullying me, but you don't have hair, blah, 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 and me going, oh, really? Oh. And that's it.
Yeah.
And that clip is the most viral clip I've ever had in my entire career. So I just posted my response.
Yeah.
But they literally millions and millions of views on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook of just so. Can I tell you, every single person I've ever met in my life has seen this clip.
Yeah. Well, I just saw it recently.
Yeah.
Because I looked up stuff about you, so don't worry, it didn't invade my. I think you're adorable. I think you're plenty of hair left. Handsome guy. You have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
How long you been with her?
Almost 2 years. And she's very pretty.
I know, but
she's got a Funko Pop.
What?
I'm doing okay. Out there. That's the funny thing.
What do you mean? She owns a Funko Pop, or
her face is a Funko Pop.
Did she just get it done at the mall, or is she somebody that?
I'm on a Funko Pop too.
Is it mass produced, or is it a one-off?
It's a Target.
Oh,
listen, that's the funny thing is like these guys are like they're like, oh, are you gay, whatever. I'm just like,
I didn't think you were gay.
No, but I'm just like you triggered me, okay? But bad, I'm just like, okay, guys, like I know what I got. We'll talk later. I'll show you a Funko Pop.
But weird thing you'll find out about me is I don't really want to talk later. I'll talk about anything you want on the air. Out there, I'm like, good seeing you. Thank you. Come back next time. Who is your girlfriend?
This is a wonderful actress, Ginger Gonzaga.
That's not helping me much. I'm old, so I don't know.
No,
what did she do?
She was on She-Hulk. She was on the She-Hulk show, so she got Funko.
Was she the Hulk?
She was the friend.
Oh,
so even if you're a superhero, you need a friend.
Listen, every superhero has a friend. So I
hope so. Some of them, I guess Magneto has a friend.
His friend was Professor X, Xavier.
Oh yeah, they're friends.
Played chess with each other.
Yeah.
Oh. So okay.
Did she? I don't want to bring any bad blood up or anything.
Don't bring up that stuff. Like honestly, but for real. But for real though.
Well, here is what she looks like.
Let me see.
In a photo by herself.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, why does she have another bourfriend?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Don't even say it.
You realize the more you say no, the more I want to say yes.
Oh, we're being classy. Thank you.
Yeah. But, you classy. Have you heard this show before? All right,
no, we're gentlemen.
I can look it up after.
I'm friends. Listen.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So like people are like, hey, whatever. I'm just like, okay, guys,
Here's what my concern is. You're young. You're you're doing okay. You're handsome.
You keep saying
you like wrestling.
There's a lot going for me.
I think those are all positive things. What happens is though that they cast you on a show and now you become a superstar. You become a superstar, and then you're like, all right, well, I got all these girls to choose from. You know what I mean?
But you know what? Can I tell you what I've learned in life about this kind of stuff? Is like so I have had girlfriends, and then I go on the road, and then I get hit on by like pretty ladies and stuff, you know.
I believe it.
And then
I believe it.
Thank you. So then they go then I have this instinct to tell my girlfriend that, hey, just so you know, like, not like threatening, but just like you're welcome.
Yeah.
Because I want to tell her I got hit on by a beautiful woman and
Right.
I didn't do anything. I want you to know I'm loyal.
Yeah.
And know you're lucky. But we're in a loving, but also like, cool. Hey, I'm doing a good job. Like I should get points. But then I realized that's their whole life.
Yeah. They're
we're not. Well, just she's special and brilliant and all the things and beautiful and all the things. But like that's her whole life.
Yeah.
So me bragging that like I could get hit, like she's like, yeah, I walk. She gets hit on by like the most ridiculous people you could ever imagine. So that's where I need to check myself. And I know
I go through the same thing. My wife is good looking, and sometimes I'm like, hey, we should have sex, and she's like, no. I'm like, just want you to know I could have had sex with another girl, and she's like, woo.
She could too.
Yeah, exactly. And I think she's probably like, you should probably go do it. Just go. We've been married a long time. Tell everybody about your. Well, first, we never finished the Japanese thing. How is it that you know Japanese?
Oh, I studied Japanese as a kid.
You did?
Yeah.
Have you been there?
Yeah.
I love it there.
What brought you there?
A plane. Hey.
Oh boy, I heard this about you.
No, I like to travel, and I always wanted to go there. And my brother has kids, and I have kids, and we're like, let's just all go to Japan. So we went there for 2 weeks, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, that's so great.
Like we're talking about going back.
Can I let me know if you go back, and
we were trying to go back during the Olympics, but COVID, they wouldn't let us over there.
Oh, I wanted to go during the Olympics.
Yeah.
I was trying to talk to NBC about.
Oh, cool.
I was talking to NBC about trying to do stuff over there, and they were not as interested as I. But I love it, and in my special, I talked about going to Japan, and like it's so funny. Social media, by the way, like the whole point of like you don't just play to your fans, you play towards trying to get new audiences, right? Yeah. So TikTok and Reels sends it out to new people, so that's great. But the problem is everyone's out of their minds.
Yeah.
And like, so I posted a joke about going to a ramen restaurant, and I asked for no pork, and then the guy keeps giving me gruff, you know. And this isn't fun trying to come up with not
gruff,
curse words.
Yeah. Trust me, it's been my whole career. I understand. Yeah.
Gruff.
I never had to go with gruff though. Crap was okay.
I'm 700 years old. I hang out with Jerry Brisco. You know, that's my best friend.
But he got a lot of gruff.
We had breakfast at 4 a.m. this morning. So then, but the comments are like, so I'm a comedian, Taylor comedy. Comedian, look at my bio, I'm a comedian, here's my joke, here's a joke. Clearly I'm telling you, people are laughing as I'm telling the story. The comments are, wow, this guy really should have spent more time learning the culture, not just the language. Then the next comment, oh, I like pork, this is my favorite type of pork. Yeah, I'm just like, what is going on?
There's no winning on social media. It's like we put up a picture of a pretty girl, and there'll be 200 comments, and 40 of them will be, I wouldn't bang her. And there's some fat old guy with an ugly wife, I wouldn't bang her. Yeah, you would, bud. You totally would.
And since that Bobby Lee clip came out, every single post I make, I didn't get this before this,
right?
But every post I make, a joke about going to Panera Bread. All my jokes about food, and then people listening are like, "Is this guy 600 pounds?" And then the comment is, "Shave the head, bro."
Oh yeah.
I'm just like, so Bobby Lee, I'm great, but it's just like it's stressful, you know.
Yeah, you know what? You're winning in the end, so.
Am I?
Yeah. You're the one who has a show in Wesley Chapel that people can come to see.
You're so good.
Bring it right back around. All weekend, tonight, what do we got?
Tonight, let me tell you this. Tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday, I'm at the Side Splitters in Wesley Chapel, the best town I've ever been to. And I like it.
You're not fooling anybody. It's a good town. It's easy. It's a great theater that they have there. They have their own bar set up over there. It's a good time. I'm proud of what they made in Wesley Chapel.
Can I tell you, comedy and movie theater sounded rough, honestly. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh no, what did I get myself into? I had a great time last night.
No, they laid it out good.
Is cool. The crowd is cool. The community. Oh, Steve Simone's on the show tonight. Do you know Steve?
So I do know Steve. I haven't seen Steve do stand up in a long time, and I saw him this past weekend, and he made me laugh out loud. Steve's clean. He's funny. And his energy is so high, and he's not gay. I was hosting, and I got on stage, and I said, I met Steve Simone years ago, and he brought me a pastry. That's how sweet he is. And I said, and tonight I met his girlfriend, and I still can't believe he's not gay. It's because he's just too good of a guy. He's too sweet and he's too nice. But yeah, he's very funny. That's a good combo.
He's brilliant. And he used to tour with Roddy Piper.
Did he? I think I did know that. I think he did say that.
When he was doing Roddy Piper, respect, rest in peace, legend of legends. But he got passed at the Comedy Store before I did.
That's funny.
And but so he would anyway. So Steve like mentored Piper and stand up, and like they got to be close. And
that's great.
Your listeners are like, this guy is obsessed with
wrestling. No. This is the mecca for wrestling here. I mean,
it's respect.
I had a great relationship with Randy Savage, which growing up being such a huge fan, I never thought when my phone would ring and it was Randy Savage, and I'd go hello and he'd go, yeah. I'd laugh every time. And then one time I knew Jimmy Hart pretty well, and I had to give Jimmy a ride somewhere, and I just would look and I go, I can't believe this guy is in my car with his goddamn bullhorn sitting right next to me. I mean, this is the funniest thing. Now I just know so many of these guys from doing the show and them all living here. I still think of it all the time. And Brian Adams and I were really good friends. I mean, there's a lot of great guys that live here.
Who is somebody? Because I still have to I have to check myself in a wonderful way, and also remind myself how lucky I am. Like I did Harlan Williams' podcast the other night. I think he's legit the funniest stand-up comic alive.
He's very funny.
Like he's that special, and he's the only person at the Comedy Store when they're up I run in to watch.
Check him out.
And but like I'm in his house doing his podcast, and I'm just like, this. I mean, Rocket Man came out, and like when I was like 10 or 11, not that he's 100, but like I'm so grateful that gets and also it gets to entertain some. And someone says like, I liked your special. Like I'm just like, to get to entertain people who entertained you is so. I mean, like just the fact that you're goofing, saying I had about Meatloaf, but you got to have Meatloaf on your show.
Yeah, I think about that all the time. I don't take that for granted. And Galvin and I, at the end of a show, like we do some dumb stuff in the studio, and when it's over, we look at each other like, we get paid for this. You know who did it for me and was Bob Saget.
Yeah,
because I was a fan rather of Bob Saget from when he did comedy before Full House.
Wow.
And I watched him on TV one night, and I was like, this guy is great. And then he got the video show, and I'm like, that's that guy. And then Full House, and he blows up. And he would always come on the show. He was the first guest we had in the home studio. And I was really worried about having a guy have to walk through my garage and all that. So we actually named the green room after Bob Saget. And whenever it gets dirty, we go, we got to sag it up that green room. We have guests coming in there. And Joe's the Saget keeper. Right. Yeah. So, it means a lot to me when these guys that I appreciate so much are in my life. Yeah. I never take that for granted.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. It's cool. Like this business is very hard,
Yeah.
And like so I have to remind myself of like, I mean, I'm bragging. I am bragging. Like I met Jerry Lewis.
Oh,
and not recently.
So did I. Let's compare our meeting stories. You go first.
And that's the thing is like most of these people are slime ball monster maniacs. Like, unfortunately, as we know, like a lot of the people that people love and we love growing up are horrible monsters.
Yeah.
And every Jerry Lewis story is just like Lucille Ball should have still been in the kitchen.
Right.
Like it's like literally.
My one's not so bad. It's just kind of funny. We were in an elevator in a casino, and it's me and my wife and Jerry Lewis and his handler, and I guess he's going down to do a show. And we get in the elevator, and he's like, hi, and I'm like, is this goddamn Jerry Lewis? And my wife's, she's younger than me. She's like, I think I know who this guy is. So I'm not saying anything, but I am obsessed with the fact that his jacket is covered in cat hair.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to do. And I want to be like, this is Jerry Lewis. And I kept going, but why is he able like no one's got a roller? They can't lynch roll this guy before he goes on stage. So that's my big experience. And then I wanted so badly to be like, oh my God, Jerry Lewis, but I just stared at the cat hair the whole way down.
How funny.
It's weird.
I saw him when he was maybe 93 maybe or something like that. He did a show in LA, and it was like at a theater, and he basically sat on a stool and said terribly racist jokes that are not jokes. They're just racist statements at this point. Yeah. And then the crowd's like, ooh, like one of the jokes is like how to, I'm not going to say the punchline, but like it's like how do Chinese people name their kids?
Oh.
And then
I know the punchline.
Yeah, it's just like
I went to grammar school. I know the punchline.
Like, I was just like, good Lord. But then he would show a video of him from Colgate Comedy Hour in 1947, and it was the most brilliant comedy you've ever seen, and it stands up still. Anyway, and after the show, there's like a meet and greet, my friend I got to go into it, and he was really unkind to my friend right in front of me who said he's a comedian.
Oh, really?
And like I was just like, ugh, like you don't. I guess he was just unkind. He's in chair, just like, okay, buddy, whatever, like that kind of guy. And then I went up to him. And he knew who I was because he clearly must have watched America's Got Talent. He was like, "Hey, like I know you." And if you on my YouTube, if you look up Taylor Williamson, Jerry Lewis, like I have the clip because my sweet friend behind me was filming it. Thank goodness, which is so cool. And he's like, "Yeah, you have the right. You cut me up one night." And I'm like, "Wow, thank you." And he's like, "Yeah, you're the right look for a comedian. You look sick." And I'm just like, "This is great." And I got to meet Don Rickles once too. Where'd you meet Don?
And it was great because he shot on me the minute he saw me. I walked in with my wife and he goes, hi, okay. He goes, "This is your wife?" He goes, "How'd that happen?" Yeah, and he loved her. He was great. God damn it, there was something about Jerry Lewis I wanted to ask you.
I'm sorry.
No, you're right. God damn it was something good. It was it'll come back.
He said I look sick.
Yeah. That was it. Damn it, I lost it.
I'm getting
old.
He watched America's Got Talent.
No, it was
the video.
It was something about damn it, I can't remember. But anyway, when you get to meet these legends, I mean, like I met Joan Rivers and Rickles, and I have a lot of pictures up in my office, but of the good people, and the Rickles pictures up there for sure.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Who are some people that are like that? I mean, besides, you just named several.
Ooh, I remembered what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Now you're a Howard fan?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so you know about the Jerry Lewis movie that he doesn't want brought up that Howard used to bring up. Do you know about this, Calvin?
I don't think so.
He played a movie about a clown in Auschwitz who was used to lure the kids into into the ovens, and they tried to get that movie like taken out, and Howard just bring it up all the time and talk to him about it and bring it up on the air. And that's the only reason why I know about it. I've never seen the movie. I only just know Howard talking about it. Yeah, that's one of those things where they did a good job pretty much getting rid of that.
Isn't it wild that it's just not there?
Somebody's got it.
Yeah,
somebody's got it. It'll get out there.
It's got to be like, I know that like that there's that Louis C.K. movie never got released.
Yeah,
that's from recent years, where because it was like at the same time that he got canceled for stuff. And there's all these movie stars in it. Like that's got to be out there somewhere.
That's got to be there. That's crazy.
I mean, I bet that's different than a movie from 50 years ago.
Right. Listen, I'm glad you got in here.
I'm not leaving.
You can stay, but Carlos Mencia is coming in, so you guys can stay together.
Is he trying to steal tickets from me?
Well, the good thing is that you're here and he's over by Joe. Like you couldn't be in. He's 2 radio markets away.
Where's Joe?
No, Joe's over here. I'm just saying, like you're so far away. You're in Wesley Chapel. He's in Sarasota.
Oh, respect. Okay, well,
yeah.
I hope we can both respectfully have a
like a Crips in the blood. You guys will be fine. So yeah, no. There's nobody is going. From Wesley Chapel, should we drive to Sarasota to see Carlos? And nobody in Sarasota is like, should we drive 2 hours to Wesley Chapel? You're safe.
Well, maybe.
Well, you're right. Maybe
they should make a weekend out of it.
If Jerry Brisco is going to be there, they might come on.
Maybe Jerry Brisco might be at my show tonight. He told me I could say that to help because Friday for some reason the light show is tonight. If you want to buy tickets, he's like, you can say that I'll be there for a meet and greet.
That's good. You're an old school fan.
Wait, listen, you come see me and then go see Carlos. This is great.
You can have a weekend of comedy.
What a wonderful thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can go to the Gasparilla Festival.
That's next weekend.
Good try though.
Yeah.
Jerry told me it was Saturday.
I don't know. They stretch it out. The kids parades this weekend, and there's an adult parade.
Who said that?
I didn't hear anything.
Sorry.
That's Carmen. She's back at the studio. She's back at the studio. She's not behind you.
I'm the one who runs the board. I'm at the studio.
Hi.
Hi.
I forgot to tell people about her.
There's a lot going on here.
Yeah. We're a real operation. I know what your feeling is when you walk in. You're like, is this a podcast? It looks like a podcast, but there's 2 million people listening to it.
Can I be honest with my feelings?
Yeah, please.
And I don't mean to stretch. I'm grateful to be here, and this is the only time I feel
you're
alive.
Fine,
it's not. And you're kicking me out, but
I'm not kicking you out. I actually said you can stay if you want.
No, but I don't take away from his experience. But can I live with you?
I probably wouldn't know you were here.
Nice. Can I tell you? So I'll be honest. I messaged you and I said I'd love to come on your show. I hear wonderful things about you. And then you wrote back so quickly.
Yeah.
And then you offered me come on. So I was like, is this real? And then you gave me your address, and then I show up. I had 2 thoughts. I'm at the gate.
Yeah.
It's people can know you're like you have a security gate. You know, they should know. Stay away. Don't even try doing
it. See
anything.
what happens.
Yeah,
this is Florida. We all got guns.
Yeah. Oh my God, you have this serious look on your face. Like, yeah, you people would love for the people to try.
Yeah,
you can't wait.
Listen to me.
Do you think he has a gun within his reach right now?
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
Do you know that I had a home invasion about 3 months ago? Not so much. It was in the middle of the day. It was about 10 o'clock in the morning, and 2 guys came in through my back door. But I don't think they were really trying to rob me or anything. I think they were high, and I think they were confused.
How many guns do you own?
Oh, I don't even
Just
know.
approximately over 40?
60.
Yeah, so 60 guns. What'd you use to scare him off with?
A pool skimmer. Well, I didn't know what was going on, and it just happened. So
were they neighbors?
They were brothers of a neighbor.
Yeah,
and they had been out all night, and my guess is, I don't know, is that they were on drugs, because they came in there asking for help, and then when they saw me, they ran, and I chased after them. But they didn't do anything bad in here. But I'm glad I didn't shoot them, because I don't think that they were here for bad reasons, and I could have had a clean shot on both.
Wow.
I know. So kind of waiting for that moment to happen, but when it came up, I didn't shoot. So
you still want to live here?
I do.
Oh, I'd feel so much better if you lived here.
Really?
No, my 17-year-old son's 3 times your size.
Well, I live in LA, and a lot of I'm Jewish. A lot of Jewish people are buying guns now. So I know a lot of people who are like, I'm never having a gun. Why do people have guns? They're like, at the gun store is like all Orthodox Jews already. You know.
I don't understand that. I like the Jews. I married one. I don't understand how the Jews are being so hated all of a sudden.
I don't know if you don't know if it's all of this sudden. You brought up Auschwitz.
But
seriously, what happened?
There's a history there.
Nothing bad's ever happened to the Jews.
No. I mean, the Jews never did anything bad. That wasn't their fault.
Thank you.
I know. I'm like, I don't.
Thank you.
No.
Are you a representative of all the Jews? Thank you.
I am actually. Shalom, everybody. Does saying I'm Jewish help sell tickets, or does it hurt me sell tickets?
No, I think in this area it'll probably help.
Wesley Chapel now, man.
Wesley Chapel, yeah. The Jews are buying cheap property out there.
Oh, that's you want to rephrase that?
No, the property is cheap, not the Jews. Oh, this is not working in my favor.
Listen, if you're Jewish, if you're not, come to my shows. Please check out my comedy. I'm plugging myself.
Yeah, plug away, yeah.
If you look up on YouTube, if you're like, who's this guy? He's running up on America's Got Talent. He's a loser. Maybe
I brought up America's Got Talent. You didn't. And this guy has his name on the wall at the Comedy Store.
My name's on the wall. If you can look up Taylor Williamson live at the Comedy Store on YouTube, you can watch it half hours of my stand-up, and then you can be like, oh, this guy's funny. I want to come see him in Wesley Chapel.
Or if you're like, this guy stinks, but he's Jerry Brisco's best friend, I'm coming to see him in Wesley Chapel.
And when Jerry Brisco's coming, I said, like, can I really say that? He's like, yeah, Jerry Brisco's, I'm just saying, he'll be at the 7 o'clock show if you want to be next to a wrestler.
I'm going to tell you a lie. I'm going to tell you the truth, but everybody's going to call me a liar. I would love to come see your show. I may actually do that, but then these guys are going to be like, he's never going to come. I have a tendency to say I want to do things and never actually do them.
Can I tell you, I get it. I can't imagine, like, the one thing I get in life, I don't get anything. The one thing I've learned in life is nothing makes sense. And once you accept that, then things make more sense.
Yeah.
But the one thing that makes sense to me is someone in your position, big radio host, you have multiple comics on your show, multiple artists on your show every day. And then you can go to everything. You're like, I did it. I saw you.
Right.
I totally get it. I don't expect you to come, but if you want to come, tickets are $20. They're on side split.
Yeah. I just feel like it's a great idea right now. At 7 o'clock, I'm like, I'm gonna watch Jeopardy and go to bed. I'm just old now.
He's an optimistic liar.
Yes, that's what they call me.
Well, if you don't come, I'm gonna cry now.
Well, I'll hold you like a baby.
Yeah.
I feel like we'd have that kind of relationship.
How old are you?
52.
Yeah, you're too young to be like fatherly to me, I think.
I don't know. I think
Florida.
size and face wise, I look older. So you're gonna be like, I have that big brother, kind of mean uncle look.
Oh yeah.
Today, usually when guests come in, I'll at least wear sleeves, and today I was like, I'm not putting sleeves on. Not for these guys.
But he could had you when he was 15. You know.
Yeah.
I couldn't get laid when I was 15.
Yeah, but I mean, physically, you could.
Yeah, no.
You took it back.
I did get
at 15.
Yeah, I had a girlfriend.
Look at you.
Me and Danielle Mazzola, we used to do it in her mother's bedroom.
She looked like Alf.
Yeah,
alien life form.
Big hair. Yeah.
I'm attracted to Alf. So to me, that's
you want to go look her up.
She ate 2 cats a day. Dude, it's a pleasure to meet you.